Oh, and first pitch crushing. Oh, man. Lean into it.
Let's get into when it comes to the Angels. You guys, I feel like you guys know that you guys have a very talented team because you guys have two of the best players in the world, if not the two best players in the world on one team. But moving forward, when it comes to the Angels, who do you guys think is the man? Who do you guys think the Angels front office should lead into the future and be the guy that, hey, whatever this player wants, we're going to go with? Is it Ohtani or is it Trout?
Go ahead, Shy.
I'm going to go ahead and say this is a tough one. I'm going to go ahead and say Ohtani, just based off of what we've seen this year. You know, you got to be available.
Right.
Your best ability is availability, and this guy, I think he kind of milked his injury. And I'm not going to play the blame game and say like, hey, he's a bad teammate or anything, but it's a fucking calf muscle that he sprained. You know, like it's not a tear.
Right.
And I think the fact that he just had a baby. You know, and he's home. He got to be home for a little bit. He probably was like, you know what, this season might not go the way we want, so let me enjoy my first year with my son. You know,
right?
Like that's understandable, dude. And I don't think we ever think about that. You know, like we look at the professional athletes and we're like, dude, they'll do whatever it takes to win, but that's not always the case, dude. And I think that seeing that's kind of like me theorizing like what his mentality is, but I kind of believe it's true. And I think that Ohtani's down right now. You know, he wants the Angels to be good. He's like putting pressure on management. Like, I might not sign that contract unless unless we start winning. Like Trout's never done that before. You know, like Trout had opportunities to be that way and like put like big time pressure on management, but he's never done that. It seems like he's kind of content, comfortable. And Ohtani, on the other hand, is like, dude, I want us to be good. You know, and I think that's what a true leader is. So I would say it's Ohtani's team.
Jason.
No, I think it's Trout's team. I think Ohtani is a great, a great vice president
in this podcast right now. Like you're talking about.
Yep, nope, done. But no, I feel like Ohtani is a great presence for the Angels, and in the business aspect, of course, you're gonna go with Ohtani. But I think as overall for the team aspect, I still feel like it's Trout's team. I don't think Trout was milking the injury. I think management was saying this to give him the time off because barring they knew shit wasn't going to happen. And I feel like they're like, we're just going to give him this time off. He's going to be happy. He's going to be rested. Let's see what Ohtani could do to see how. And I think the experiment went better than they expected because everyone's like, oh, Ohtani, we discussed at the beginning of the season, like, is he a bust? And and if we're having that at the beginning of the season, now everyone's like, well, he's the face of baseball and he's the Angels' best, the Angels player. But last year he was injured, and the year before, his first year he came in, he was injured. So this is his first year we've seen him in his prime. Now, what I want, or see him all go all out. What I want to see now is him and Trout together go all out and sign a few pitchers, and we'll see what we can do.
Isn't this weird how like management always sells us on like, oh, we're good enough, but low key they know we're not. You know what I mean? Like,
no, yeah.
I just think they know we're stupid, man. Like a typical Angel fan is.
Well, yes.
Are you gonna keep going?
No, go ahead.
I was gonna let you go. But
that was pretty much in a nutshell what I was gonna say too. They think we're stupid.
So I'm gonna look at this from a logical standpoint. I'm gonna say the Angels should follow Ohtani just because. Wait, come back. The Angels should follow Ohtani just because baseball is moving in that direction. You have a lot of players who are going to try to be two-way players. They like the idea of what Ohtani is doing, and I feel like a lot of players will want to sign with the Angels because of Ohtani. Going back to what Shai said, that's been my biggest criticism of Mike Trout. The guy arguably will probably end up being the greatest baseball player we ever seen, right? However, he never opened his mouth to put pressure on the Angels to win. And that, to me, is going to be his legacy because you can be a great player. That's great. But how many great players have we seen who are revered but they never went to the next level. Like, if we think about it, if you look on paper, Derek Jeter and Ken Griffey Jr., there's not a contest. Ken Griffey Jr. is a way better player. But Derek Jeter is held in that light because of all the World Series, what he was to a franchise, right? And that's my issue with Mike Trout. It's been my issue with Mike Trout. I feel like he comes out, he plays, he does everything right. But when it comes to just being vocal about, hey, I need certain pieces around me to win, he just never wants to take that. I don't know, like, this is just a theory. I don't know if it could be like a selfish thing where he's trying to say, like, I can do it all myself. If you just give me like some decent pieces, I can make this team work and we can get somewhere. Or if it's really just him being like, hey, I just want to play baseball. I don't want to be involved in like front office decisions and things like that. But to me, when you sign that big contract, you're a part of front office decisions now. Like, you're,
well,
go ahead.
You also got to remember who is on the Dodgers that was the big player on the Angels when Trout came in.
Clayton Kershaw.
No, Albert Pujols.
Oh, okay.
So that was always Pujols' team.
Right.
So this next year is, and this is what we said in previous episodes where we discussed kind of this before. I said this next year will determine whose team it is, because this is now there is no leader on that, no veteran leadership on that team. You got to remember, just like with Bellinger hit his home run, who did he go? Who they show him hugging?
Albert.
Albert's the man when he goes anywhere. So now he's not there. So now we're gonna have a competition to like between the Angels to see who the man is.
So are you saying that the Angels' failures really should go on Albert Pujols?
No, I'm saying that Mike Trout never. I'm saying Mike Trout
cheerleader
probably never stepped up. I'm saying Mike Trout probably never stepped up because there's always that leader in that thing. And you got to remember, Trout's from a baseball family,
right?
So you always are like, okay, he's the leader, he's the man. Well, the man's gone now. So let's see what the man is going to do next year.
See, I think though Mike Trout, his personality is just like he wants to be cool. Like he doesn't want any drama. Like he's probably passive aggressive. Like he doesn't want to be that guy to like make any. Like he probably doesn't like confrontation. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think Ohtani's cool with it because he doesn't speak English. No, I'm just kidding.
I don't understand you. Do whatever. But
you want to be a great player or do you want to be a winner? You know, and he needs to learn, like he needs to get out of his shell and be like, dude, I want to win now. You know, like you already did the great player thing. Like now it's time to move on to the next chapter.
Yeah, but remember, he right after when Pujols is gone, now we're at towards the end of the season, and who's Trout chirping about getting picked up. So I'm seeing him getting picked up now. So that's what I'm thinking. Like there was someone blocking him from being that man. Because if you read any stories or seen any of the things about Trout, he's very competitive.
Right.
So I feel like this is, hey, I'm waiting for my turn to be the man. And then once they got rid of Pujols, I'm the man now. And then I get hurt. And then the team's going to keep me out. So I feel like this next year we're going to see who the real man in the Angels is.